SUVs are coming to India by the dozen, and that's because there's demand for it. And it's not just the compact and subcompact segment that's growing. The premium segment has its fair share of cars, the Honda CR-V being the latest. Of course, it gets into the ring with its fair share of rivals. And entering that ring now are two contenders. To my left, the Skoda Kodiaq. To my right, the Honda CR-V. Now this one is the more experienced one because it's been here for some time, and we've already shown you in detail about how it did with its other competitors. But now there's a newbie in the ring, and this one has a legacy. The CR-V badge has always been loved in India, and well, this one has something different in it. Actually, both have a lot in common because for Skoda is the first 7-seater SUV, and for Honda it's also the first 7-seater SUV in India. Yes, the CR-V gets 7 seats. If you look up front, both get J-shaped LED DRLs. Now that's just a bit of commonality in both of them. But if you take a look at how both of them look, this one actually looks like an executive, wanting to go for an MBA interview kind of person, while this one is a little snazzy, though still premium. Two different approaches to the same segment. We can't wait to see how this turns out. But that's not the only thing they have in common. Both SUVs are closely matched when it comes to height and width. However, the Kodiaq is longer than the CR-V by more than 100 millimeters. There's more space between the wheels too of the Kodiaq compared to the CR-V. So does that mean there's more space inside? The thing with the CR-V is that the cabin appears to be roomier than the one in the Kodiaq. Now technically the Kodiaq is longer and has a longer wheelbase compared to the CR-V. But here in the second row, things actually look roomier, and that's because there's no central tunnel here. It's a very small bump compared to the tunnel that the Kodiaq has. And even my camera person said that it was easier to shoot the Honda CR-V from inside than the Skoda Kodiaq. So that just shows how much room you have right behind here. Obviously there's no headroom as such right here because my head is now actually hitting the roof, and so there's a problem there. That does not happen in the Kodiaq. But there's nice, good amount of knee room, good amount of shoulder room, and actually feels roomier here. There are even 2 USB ports here to charge your phones. That's not available. There's just a 12.5 volt charging point there. It also has rear seat vents. Even the Kodiaq has that, and of course you have the central armrest. So a lot has changed in the CR-V, and it's changed for good. The cabin of the Kodiaq is typically German, and the first thing that gets your attention is the 8-inch touchscreen system, which is compatible with all forms of smartphone integration. Then there are features such as ambient lighting, hands-free park assist, umbrellas in the front door pockets, and a sleep package. The CR-V gets a 7-inch touchscreen system that gives you everything you need. There's even a multi-view reverse camera with dynamic guidelines, which comes in handy because the CR-V is quite a big car. The instrument cluster of the new CR-V is very sensibly designed, and it's simple to read and understand too. And it is all digital, unlike the analog one on the Kodiaq. However, Skoda has made available the virtual cockpit now in the top spec variant. But the fact remains that both car makers are new to the concept of third row seats. Honda has gone for the tumble down second row seats, which help in easing ingress and egress. With the Kodiaq, however, you require to be nimble as the seats do not tumble forward. Now the third row of the Kodiaq is not meant for adults. I mean, look at me, I'm cramped here. But headroom is still okay, it's not that bad. What is also different here in the Kodiaq is that the rear seat, this one, does not recline. In the CR-V it does, which makes you at least a bit comfortable, though it might not improve the knee room here. And these seats do not go front or back, so they don't slide to give you any more room. Now the Kodiaq is a longer car than the CR-V, and probably they should have done something about making some room in the third row. But Skoda has gone for more boot space, and that's where it easily aces the CR-V. The boot opening isn't that high on the Kodiaq, and there's hardly any loading lip, allowing you to just slide the luggage after placing it on the lip. Of course, there's the virtual boot pedal, which helps you open the boot by using your foot if your hands are full. Compare that to the CR-V and you see that the boot lid is placed higher. As far as boot space is concerned, the Kodiaq has more, 270 litres beating the CR-V's 150 litres with all the 3 rows up. Fold down the rearmost seat and you have 630 litres to play with, while the CR-V gets just 473. It's interesting to see that the rows on the Kodiaq fold down flat to create seamless space, unlike the gaps created in the CR-V. But the biggest talking point is how both of them drive. The 1.6 litre churns out 118 brake horsepower and there's 300 Newton meters of torque on offer. Yes, the power is lower than most of its contenders. It's actually pretty dismal when compared to the rest. But at no point in time do you think that it's less and you don't have power at your disposal. That 9-speed gearbox actually works overtime to make sure that you have power at your disposal. Fuel economy figures are not bad on the Kodiaq either, as it returns 16.25 kilometers per litre, but it has a bigger engine and is more powerful too. Now the Kodiaq is actually pretty powerful, 148 brake horsepower coming out of the 2-litre engine and 340 Newton meters of torque, 30 brake horsepower more than the CR-V, and you can feel it. Also, it makes a lot of difference having all-wheel drive as standard in the car. So it also has torque vectoring, which is why 96% of that torque is fed to the front wheels, while whenever required 50% is sent to the rear. So each and every time you get enough and more power, and that 7-speed gearbox works brilliantly well with all of that. Both Skoda and Honda have made certain that their full-size SUVs offer the best when it comes to ride quality. And bump absorption is really good too. I mean, I'm taking it through this bump and there you go. You can see that there's no struggle as such. It takes it in its stride. Now those were big bumps. Smaller bumps just creases through it. And that makes a lot of difference in a car in a city. It's big too, and that makes a lot of difference. The CR-V too has improved over the years, and the 5th gen offers a lot more. As far as the ride quality is concerned, well, that's a big change, because you don't feel the bumps on the road at all. There's no thrashing around. Yes, there's a bit of roll, but you don't thrash around every single time you hit a bump. It's very calm and content with the way it goes about things. The CR-V gets ABS with EBD, brake assist, vehicle stability assist, hill start assist, 6 airbags, ISOFIX child mounts, seat belt pretensioners, and even driver attention monitor, all of which are standard. The Kodiaq comes with 9 airbags as standard, along with a host of features such as ABS, ESP, traction control, all-around parking sensors, reverse parking camera, the works. Honda holds the upper hand in 2 categories. One is price and the other being choice. The CR-V is available in petrol and diesel. Even the diesel gets 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive as options. The Kodiaq is available in just 2 trims, Style and Loren and Clement, and 4-wheel drive is standard. On the pricing front, the 4WD CR-V is more than 2 lakh rupees cheaper than the Kodiaq, while the 2WD is close to 4 lakh rupees less expensive. The CRV then builds itself a case, and a strong one at that. The company is also providing 3 years and unlimited kilometers of warranty on the CRV. The Kodiaq has more features, more space, is fun to drive, and does very well compared to the CRV on Indian roads. Is the more practical of the two when it comes to utilization of space, and though it costs more, Skoda offers a 4-year warranty on the car for 1 lakh kilometers. And all this gives the Kodiaq an advantage. Though pricier than the CRV, it still wins your heart. And though you have to dig deeper into your pocket, it's worth every penny.